Hi, this is Marc Elias of Democracy Docket. There was recent news that Donald Trump's administration is creating a nationwide database of citizens. Yep, that's right. Literally combining all of these databases, including the Social Security Administration's data, into one massive database so that this can be used ostensibly by states that are trying to figure out whether or not someone is a citizen or not in order to vote. Well, you can just imagine the myriad ways this could go wrong. Number one, there have been efforts before to create national databases for voters, and there are all kinds of false positives, false negatives, so that's like a problem. The second is there is a reason why people on the left and traditionally people on the right who are concerned about privacy have not wanted there to be a single national database. And certainly, just speaking for myself, I'm not really keen on the idea that it is in the hands of Donald Trump and a bunch of right-wing MAGA Republicans in state election offices. But anyway, that's just like the beginning of the problems. I had a chance to talk about this and so much more about what is happening to democracy with Alicia Menendez on MSNBC. Take a look, and then I'll be back to discuss some more.
Your first reaction when you read this news?
My first reaction is it's chilling. I mean, the idea that Donald Trump's government is creating a national register of all of us, everyone, citizens, non-citizens, just is building a national database at the same time that you are seeing people being disappeared off the streets, at the same time that we are hearing that U.S. citizens are being deported out of the country. It's just chilling. On the voting front, it is ironic that they are building this database to sow fear and discord and perpetuate fraud. Note, Alicia, they're not using it to create automatic voter registration for all those citizens.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly it. It would seem to me, and you tell me if you agree, Mark, that this is like a solution in search of a problem.
Oh, it's definitely a solution in search of a problem. I mean, there is no problem in this country in voting when it comes to citizenship. First of all, non-citizens can't register to vote, and therefore they don't register to vote. And there are lots of procedures in place to make sure that doesn't happen. The second is they can't vote, right? And so, like, you have this double set of checks and balances in place right now. And until very recently, when probably some pollsters came up with this as the best way to merge one pathology of Donald Trump's with another pathology of Donald Trump's. This was not even like on the radar screen, a few years ago when Donald Trump was claiming that, drop boxes were the big evil.
Right. So I'm curious which two factors it was merging. Is it like the nativists and the populists? Like who actually comes together on this issue, Marc Elias?
Oh, I'm sorry. It is the merger of the election deniers, and the people who want to demonize migrants and U.S. citizens that they don't believe are part of the blood and soil of this country. It is the nativist world and the big lie election deniers, which is in Donald Trump's brain the two core principles that I assume some Republican pollster came up and figured out how to merge.
So much of Donald Trump's rhetoric around immigration has pretended as though it focuses only on undocumented folks. You now have NPR reporting that the Justice Department is aggressively prioritizing efforts to strip some Americans of their U.S. citizenship. Department leadership is directing its attorneys to prioritize denaturalization in cases involving naturalized citizens who commit certain crimes and giving district attorneys wider discretion on when to pursue this tactic. That's according to a June 11th memo published online. The move is aimed at U.S. citizens who were not born in this country. That's according to data from 2023. Close to 25 million immigrants were naturalized citizens. This is what folks warned about, Mark, that it was never about criminals. It was never even just about undocumented folks. It was about them seeing how wide they could open the aperture on this question of who gets to be an American and who does not.
Yeah, I mean, let's remember, it was only 5 months ago that Donald Trump was saying it will just be the worst of the worst. Remember that? The worst of the worst, the criminals, the murderers, the rapists, right? And we have gone from the worst of the worst to disappearing people to foreign gulags, to instances that we are hearing about more and more about people being disappeared. We don't know whether they're being disappeared by actually the government or by people pretending to be the government because they are all dressed with their face covered and dressed in black, so we don't know. We have seen instances of U.S. citizens, people who are unquestionably U.S. citizens, who have been erroneously sent out of the country. And now they want to create a database of all citizens in the country, as they are also, as you say, talking about denaturalizing. Now, when people think about denaturalizing, they're saying, oh, they're just talking about people who were not citizens and became citizens. Everyone, it's only month 5. Like, it's only month 5. They're working their way down this list. And if anyone thinks that they are safe, if anyone, no matter what their background, no matter how long they and their family have been here, think that they are safe, they misapprehend what Donald Trump and his project is about. You know, one of the questions I have for the administration, and maybe someone can ask them, is we're talking about a database that goes from the federal government to the states. What are the states giving back? You know, I'm a Democrat. Donald Trump could look that up. He knows I'm a Democrat. He knows who I'm even happy to tell him I voted against him twice. But, you know, for lots of millions of Americans, those voter records that the states have a lot of information about them. Does Donald Trump want that data back? Is that information going to go into some federal database that his cronies are going to use? All right, so that was our discussion on MSNBC about this effort to create a national database and all the ways it could go wrong. Please do me a favor right now, click on the button in front of you to subscribe to this channel to make sure you are kept up to date whenever there is new information that we are publishing in videos. Democracy Docket, we're trying to put more and more out in videos so that you'll have access to it, so it's free to subscribe there. Also, give our newsletters a shot. You can become a free or a premium member. The link is above and in the description below. But we every day are seeing more and more ways in which Donald Trump is moving the goalposts of what is normal. You know, I mentioned in that discussion about how we started in January where he was only going to go after the worst of the worst. And now, of course, we see they're already going after citizens. They're now going to try to denaturalize citizens. And as I said, no one is safe. Like, literally, if you're watching this video, and it doesn't matter if you've been here your entire life, your family's been here for generations, no one is safe. So, you know, we all need to stay on top of these issues, which is why, like I said, we do these videos. I do appearances like that on MSNBC. But so please do your part by making sure you subscribe to this channel and to Democracy Docket, and I will make sure that we don't waste your time and we keep you up to date. Thanks. I'll see you next time.